With Doom Eternal coming right up at this time, it's perfect as Killing Floor 3 releases a new launch trailer for its new game. Alright, let's just go ahead and get on with it. My name's Fel, and today I'm gonna make a analysis of the new content that has been dropped today, the trailers, the interview, and see what we can dig up. Alright, let's do it. Here on the PC Gamer website, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick look at the trailers and the interview and see what we can make out of it. Anything curious? Let's just go right ahead. So, new thing, of course, crawlers can now, crawl around all the walls and the surfaces. A new and desired upgrade that we've wanted since Killing Floor 2. They have a new creepy appearance, very grotesque. I really dig it. New house redesign too. Warfast. Incredibly gory, of course. Clots. New ship. I think this might be where we start every new match from now on. This thing right here. Okay. And Mr. Foster. Now, something curious here is this thing right here. This emblem. I think this might be the Nightfall symbol. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. New weaponry, perfect. And then we have this incredible shot. Glory kill system, I assume. I really dig it. The destruction in this game is incredible. You can take a quick look at this. Now here's something interesting that I saw in this part. Let me slow it down maybe. I guess I can't. But if you take a quick close look at this cyst right here, you can see that sets, even though you destroyed several parts of their body, will still move around. There we go. He was just called, like, he uses his two arms to move around. There we go. Grenade launcher, new weapon. Incendiary gun, I want to say. Colors, Gorefests, Resists. Sort of new gadget here. Once deployed, it electrocutes sets all around it. There we go. Still free to shot. We have a tour lane here, so I think this zipline is gonna be a new method of traveling, so you don't get submerged by the waves of sets that are to come. We take a closer look, just moving around, and there goes the husk. New thing here, you can see here that Mr. Foster, I want to say this is the character, Mr. Foster. He just placed this drone right here and starts shooting. That's new. Over here, and finally, this thing. So fucking cool, dude. And then the other half. I'll just go ahead and skip right over some parts and just to get more into the gameplay. I like that figure. Alright, so here's a few things to watch. Waves. The UI has changed, of course. Sabotage proceed to current assembly site, so we have a few objectives. Training, basic training. This might be a tutorial. Mission, investigate the massacre scene, locate incident log and train wreckage. So this might be the new map that we're gonna be playing. Osh over here, character, and this thing right here. I was just saying in the interview, I might pull it up here while I'm editing the video, but it says here that the characters are now supposed to have abilities here in the game, so the whole perk thing is gonna be gone. It's gonna be more of a specialist thing, so like an Overwatch hero types thing, which you might like, you might not, depends on the people. Personally, I think this change is okay. Not a big fan of it. You can see here, more closely, Mr. Foster's drone, less than 1 less second before it is deployed. There we go, it goes now.
Those moments are what motivate us, and that's when Killing Floor is at its best.
There we go. Let's go ahead and skip over a little. colors, move it around. Mortars. So now Husks can do mortars here, like the Patriarch did in the second game here. There we go.
The tone of danger has essentially increased dramatically. Anywhere on screen, Zeds can be, so I have to kind of keep
There we go.
on a swivel.
Very deadly.
Really learn how to prioritize my target. It's not essentially what's closest to
There we
me,
go.
what's going to get to me faster, what's going to do more damage. It's just more ways to kind of amplify.
That seems to be the bloat here.
But that core element as well in KFC.
Real visual fidelity.
You have like very detailed hit detection system now, and you can blow off
You can see here a closer look at the bloat over here.
any
Absolutely disgusting.
and have
I like the instruction system here. Takes a shot and you can see it's more metallic than bone and fat. Skin and fat of course, but yeah, I like that a lot. You shoot it one more time and it's just completely gone. New whole destructive system.
stays there.
I love it. You're dead.
Exactly where you burn creatures, where you'll see its flesh burn. We actually have sets where you can blow limbs
Husk.
off and they'll keep fighting you if it's not a critical spot of that set.
Most of our Zeds have somewhat of a critical zone on it. So certain Zeds have like a
This is the thing he's talking about. As you can see here, upon shooting the fleshbound several times now, that's a weak spot. In Killer 4 2, that is his weak spot too, but you had no real incentive to do so. You could always just shoot at the head and it would be way easier. Now, if you shoot at the sets in a specific weak point, they'll be weak, of course. Like the Husk's backpack, for example, his fuel tank.
exposed like an inner critical zone that would be ultimate killing.
Set time,
Something that's always
going slow. Alright.
Zeds are made can essentially open up and kind of randomizes Day of the Dead. So there's really just
Animations are gruesome. Really, I love it.
there's kind of like they show like everything. That is
Drone, one more.
creation.
There you go. Got it? Hold on.
Things in the head feel incredibly rewarding.
Ouch.
We hope you enjoyed that exclusive look at Killing Floor 3. For more information, visit killingfloor3.com and wishlist now.
Alright, now that we're done with the video, let's go ahead and intake a little bit of the interview. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna have some background gameplay to go along with it, so yeah. The first time I see the Impaler, it's exploding through a door frame, and it's barreling straight at Killing Floor's 3 game director Brian Wania. Described as equal parts M1 Abrams tank and a gorilla with a giant blade embedded in his face, the game's first boss sets the scene perfectly. The first thing I notice is the giant gorilla tank hybrid barreling towards Wania, obviously, but after that I spot the winking red lights, armor plates and biomechanical technology. It's not slick. Things look bolted and are welded together. If this is truly the future, Killing Floor 3's biggest twist is the jump to science fiction. Then it's more aliens than Star Trek. Killing Floor has always been a franchise about mowing down genetic freaks with heavy firepower, but the sci-fi setting has brought upgrades to Evil Mech Corp horse science stable of sets. They're meaner now, with even the simple Cloud being given an upgrade to make them intimidating. The Xenomorphs Carlos can now climb along walls to ambush you from all angles, but the real terror is the chainsaw wielding Squeak. He's kept his chainsaw despite the wealth of the new technology, and instead added a grapple hook into his arsenal, all the better to pull you across the map and fill you with an oversized head trimmer. It used to be that there were tons of sets, but they were all very similar in height, so you could just line them up ahead and start shooting, Winya says. It's something players love to do, and it's something we love to do too. But we wanted to increase the danger, and so sets now have more like unique challenges, chess pieces that we're serving up to players. There are less sets now, and the pace of combat is a bit slower, but now you'll have to deal with problems like the husks can't fly now, and they're shooting down at you from various rooftops. Individually, those armor plates are covering up a selection of weak spots across the beasties you'll be fighting, and it's a statement to the design of the game that is, even at this early stage, it's easy to read even in frantic firefights that the metal plates will ricochet bullets, while flesh will get shredded under gunfire. It's gnarly. Damage persists until monsters finally die. The chaotic firefights, escaping messy wounds and chunky, lunky weaponry turn Killing Floor 3 into a spectator sport. And indeed, every few minutes another developer comes in to watch Winier carve his way through wave after wave or die trying. Players worry about the franchise moving to a science fiction need it be. As mentioned above, it takes more from sci-fi action like Predator or Aliens than it does hard sci-fi. Aliens and Predators are really overused reference points, admits Winier. But as a kid of the 80s and 90s, I loved the Dark Horse Aliens and Predator comics, and there's one particular thing. Aliens Rogue, that really plays into the scene gone wrong theme and trying to create biological weapons. The other element from those universes is this idea you'll see with the colonial marines or with Dutch and his men. There's a group of well-trained badasses with all the firepower in the world, and they're barely surviving. That's when Killing Floor is at its best, when you just got a few rounds of ammo left and you're swiping with sweats and blood off your brow. That's the vibe Tripwire Interactive is going for, and it's using these thematic tools available to give players cool toys and give the universe a kick up to introduce new elements. This means upgrades on the now formidable sets, new locations around the globe, sentry guns, and yes, even a laser gun. But it's a really cool laser gun, promise. As the sets get more dangerous, players have new tricks up their sleeve too. The biggest and most controversial change will likely be that specialists, named characters that replace the class system of the previous games, can only buy guns designed for their specialty rather than the earlier buy what you want philosophy of older games. Each specialist has a unique set of weapons specific to them, Winnie explains. As Mr. Foster, I'm that classic well-rounded commando, and I'm going to have a variety of assault-type weapons to suit me. This could be anything from a bolt-up type design to something that is almost like an LMG, but those guns are going to be well-suited and kitted out for him. You go to our Firebug, and she's going to have various flamethrowers, heat, and energy-based weapons that work for her. While this might feel limiting to Killing Floor 2 veterans that are used to having a backpack full of things that go boom, there's a trade-off. These specialists each get their hands on a gadget, which most like players will recognize as being akin to one of Overwatch's ultimate abilities. I prefer Winnie's description. The "oh shit" button, a piece of equipment that can be unleashed to clear the screen for Commando, Mr. Foster. This is an Akid Belkin drone that will carve a path through a horde. But my favorite is the engineered sound cannons which pop up from your shoulders and let you turn your opponents into jam. This power responds fairly quickly, and in the current duration, it's like you can use it once a round or so. There are also a range of new movement options. There's the ability to use zip lines and ladders letting players freely move around the maps and perfectly complementing what looks like to be fairly generous bolting mechanics, meaning your character seems, at least from what I watched, to be much more agile than before. Finally, the addition of crunchy weapon modification system means that weapons you have access can now be tweaked to make sure they're working how you want. This is a system that I'd want to play with before passing judgment, but items like foregrips, drum mags, optics are all present and correct, in addition to a few more unusual options that I'm excited to take for a spin myself like grenade launchers and under-barrel shotguns. Weapon customization is a huge addition to Killing Floor 3, and it's something that our community has wanted for a long time, and something we wanted to add for a long time too. The thing that's awesome is that it allows you to take a gun and play with it the way you want to. That's Winia. We're not going to let you resent the gun. You can't take a shotgun and turn it into a sniper rifle. But if you want to use a sniper rifle and you want something that will allow you to shoot from the hip more, we have mods that will allow you to do that. If you want to have a longer range scope, build the magazine with heavier runs, we have a set of weapon mods in the game that allow you to play that way. Winia adds. When I'm playing as Mr. Foster, his tier 2 gun is a really well-run type of assault rifle. But when you put an ACOG scope on it, put on a single shot and work a silencer on it, it kind of blurs the line and allow me to use the weapon in a whole new way. Killing Floor 3 feels like the dials marked to gore, carnage, and gunplay have been turned up to 11. This is Final Tap style. The move to Unreal Engine 5 seems to have empowered this team to make things beautiful gory, and I'm told there are dozens of ways a set head can implode after a headshot. But the thing I'm most excited for are the mini features that will bring Killing Floor into the modern era. Weapon customization, more complicated fights, and even a bigger sense that I'm inheriting a character with meaningful progression as opposed to the more inner specialization of previous series games. Usually, I come away from hands-off sessions just ready to try to game off of myself, but I came away from a couple days of looking at Killing Floor 3, desperate to rope a few friends and fight off a horde together. I'll be thinking of the bloodstained maps of Killing Floor 3 until then. And that's the interview for you guys. Personally, I think removing the specializations, the perks, it's a little bit not too sure about it, but the game looks fun, it looks great, the destructibility, the gore, it just looks awesome. As long as they don't add EDARs or some bullshit like that, I think the game will be just fine. And I mean, I do love Killing Floor. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's fun. I've had a lot of fun with my friends on it. So yeah, I made this short video and to showcase a few things, and that's really it. If you guys want to leave anything in the comments, you're able to do so. But that's really it. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the Killing Floor. Take good care.